What is up, everybody? Welcome to the second annual. Actually, the first annual was just me and the guys riding, but we actually have the real BBA Old Iron Ride. We got just a ton of cool sleds, but even better, a ton of awesome people here sharing our passion for the sport, the industry, the awesome old sleds, and our first person up on deck, Dylan. Welcome. Introduce yourself.
I'm Dylan Hauk from North Idaho.
And what? Now, here's when I knew that you were a part of our crew. Now, tell me about this sticker you have right here on. Now, is this your sled?
Yes, yes.
Did you now? But you were telling me because let me back up. So me and TJ go up on Cottonwood Pass yesterday, and I see this guy up there, and I recognize your 98 because, dude, you like ride that thing.
A little bit, sometimes.
I suck with this mic. What is this mic?
What kind of contraption is this?
It's a Crescent Wrench.
Okay.
Okay. So you have your 98. Yep. When did you get this thing?
I bought that just a couple weeks ago, just to bring it back up.
For here.
Yep.
Yeah. And so now you have the same problem I have. You have a bunch of cool solo bills. Which one are you going to ride today?
Well, that's the issue. I still am undetermined.
Yeah. So this is a 99. It's got twin pipes. Yep. Twin pipes that you bought on
on the way here from Boise and put them on and tuned them at Cottonwood.
He's been here for like 2.5 weeks tuning on Cottonwood. So Dylan is
More like 1.5 weeks, but no.
I'm a little nervous because I think he's got his stuff pretty dialed in here.
I don't think so.
Hold on. What? I'm supposed to move the mic back to me when I'm talking back to you. Terrible. Okay, so anyway, dude, you are awesome. Yep. I am stoked to have you all the way from northern Idaho, which is like Canada damn near, just to come down here and have some fun with us. I can't wait to see you on the snow, dude. Let's have fun.
Sounds good. Cool.
All right, next up on deck for the BBA Old Iron Ride. Gary, you've become like a resident here at BBA. A longtime client. Owns a dealership up in Oregon, and just an awesome dude. And when I told him about the BBA ride, he's like, okay, I'm in. I got to go find a sled. And you brought like probably, I don't know, there's some cool ones, but this is like on my top 3 list.
Well,
Gary?
You know, on the vintage deal, they call it barn find.
Yeah.
But this was actually a trailer find.
A trailer find. Okay. So tell me the quick story. Like how, I reach out to you and I say, hey, we're doing the Old Iron Ride. You need to come down and be a part of this. I mean, you're as nutty about this sport as I am. And so like, what's the deal with this sled?
Well, this sled was actually built for Joe Albertson, who owns Albertsons. And they ended up in Baker City. And a rancher owned it. And then I asked to buy it a few years ago, wouldn't sell it, and then I told him I was going to bring it here, and he said he'd sell it to me as long as you got a picture with you on it.
So you hear that? Like, I get to go ride this thing. And so just real quick, tell us kind of some nitty-gritties about it.
Well, it's a fully custom-built Holtz chassis, 925 on nitrous.
925 on nitrous. And he's being really nice about this. Like this full Holtz chassis, there's like not many of these around. So I am so fired up to ride this sled. Even better, Gary, show him the helmet and the jacket. Totally playing the part. Oh my gosh. And then let's see what year we've got. Oh, even look at that. What is that? 01-ish probably. Thing is sweet. All right. Well, Gary, we're pumped to have you, dude.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
I can't wait to ride it. All right. So next up, we have Jim. Jim, where are you from?
Milton Freewater, Oregon.
Oregon. Okay. So when I saw this sled come into the shop last night, this was like my dream sled. The vertical escape. This was a snow check. Chrome, like red, black, the whole deal. Give us a little backstory on this snowmobile.
I ordered this in 2002, snow check for 2003. We've had it for 20 years.
Wow. So it's like this is your baby.
Yeah.
All right. What's done to it?
It's been ported a little bit. The head's been shaved. It's got twin pipes. That's about it.
Well, now hold on. I saw a little.
It's got a finger trap.
Oh, see, that's.
Anti-slip drivers. just little things, you know.
See, Jim takes some notes out of my book. So what's done to it? Just a couple little things, and then I spied a couple. Well, and there's that and this and that. Well, Jim, it's awesome. I know you came with Gary, but for you to have this sled, so talk about that. Like what was what's the thought with you literally keeping this snowmobile in this pristine condition for this long?
Oh, I just loved this thing when we bought it. And when it was brand new, we took it out of the box. The first thing it did is went to the grass drag track. Had never seen the snow.
Wow.
So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome. So this is '03, correct?
03.
Yep. And I wish I still had one of my SnowCheck sleds. I do have my first ever sled I bought with my own money. I have a 1990 Indy 500 SKS. I still have that one. But yeah, you're right. I mean, just a ton of awesome memories, and it's going to be fun to have you out on the hill today. All right, buddy.
Great day.
Heck yeah. All right, here we go. All right, next up on deck, posted some pictures last night and this morning, and about everybody is like, is this snowmobile for sale? This is, what year is this?
93 Storm.
93 Storm. So, Jason, quick introduction. Where are you from? Give us a little history on the sled.
Jason Armstrong from Filer, Idaho. I've had the sled for roughly a year. I did some suspension work, longer track, did a tunnel extension, bumpers, had everything kind of powder coated pink. I got some plans to do some more stuff to it over the summer. Just as time goes on, we'll get more done to it.
Perfect. So tell us how you got here. Where'd you hear of it, and what motivated you to get down here?
Well, I follow your page, and I seen you're looking for some riders and stuff like that. I had 5 guys up, so I reached out to you, and I guess here I am.
Heck yeah.
And like riding these old sleds.
Yeah. So a 93, it's got triples. It is still a 750.
Still a 750.
Yep. But I mean, what you did with the suspension, I mean, and the tunnel modification back there, I think this sled's going to be a force to reckon with. And have you had it out on the snow?
Very little. Maybe 100 miles at most.
100 miles. Okay, that's pretty. Wait a minute. I hear something. Oh, we got a new one. We got a new one. Oh yeah, there she is. I could not have it. So this is the Centurion that you guys all saw last year that Kyle was riding. It was over in my other shop. I walked in there last night and saw the pouty face. It had to come into the mod shop. So, all right, Jason, let's go have some fun today. I am so pumped that you are here, and I can't wait to see this on the snow. Awesome. All right, next up on deck, posted pictures of this morning, and I don't know how high the offer is on this snowmobile so far, but I think you might be taking the cake. This thing is beautiful. Introduce yourself, your snowmobile, and the history.
So Devin M. from Wellsville, Utah. I've had the sled probably 3 or 4 years. I went to pick up another sled and seen this one sitting in the corner of the barn just collecting dust, and knew I had to bring it home, and it's been awesome. It's just shiny. Love shiny stuff.
Yeah. So talking with you last night, I mean, you are big time into the old stuff. It sounds like you've had a few. You've got a couple right now so far. I mean, what's been your favorite? What do you look for in like the old iron stuff?
You know, I like the clean old stuff. Like it's hard to come across.
Like TJ's?
Yeah. Like
no,
exactly
not like TJ's. Look at that pile of junk over there. Because I think I'm going to get beat by it, so I got to talk it down and then build you back up. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know, growing up, Dad had them, and it just brings back the old memories, just love it. And so this is one that I just haven't ever let go, but everything's for sale for the right price, right?
That's right. Well, and that's what's funny, I have... Let's see here. If my wife sees this, I have a couple snowmobiles, a couple old ones. And, you just, once you get some, and then you always are looking for that next one, right? Like sure. Gary's over there is...
That's on my radar for sure.
Well, between you and I, the bidding war might get a little silly. But, okay, so tell us about what this one is.
So this one, it's a stock bore 700. It's been ported. lots of shiny stuff. Everything's been either polished, chromed, or painted.
Yep.
I got it. I changed the shocks, so it's got Fox shocks on it. Changed the skis, put a Axis track on it, and other than that, just ride it. It's all reliable and just something to look at.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I think the one way I'm going to be able to get you stuck is all we have to do is go into the trees, and I see your air filter there. Oh wait, there isn't one. No, this thing. I mean, the tunnel, the track, the suspension, just all the chrome and everything. This is like, you know, this is what those 90s mods were like, you know, and that was kind of my favorite thing about Jackson back in the day, was like seeing things like this, and just awesome. Well, dude, I am stoked to have you, and let's go have some fun today. All right, next up, Landon. Welcome to BBA. This is listening to you talk about, you know, this snowmobile and what you've done, and just your love for these sleds is pretty awesome. So you've been up Jackson on this sled, but it didn't have this motor. So okay, I'm gonna let you. I don't know the whole story. So give me the laydown. Introduce yourself and your sled, and give me some history.
So Landon Archibald, Richmond, Utah. So we made the little over 9 hour drive yesterday. Good times, great country. So sled-wise, 2 years ago, we've been doing the vintage hill climbs at Jackson. Yeah. So 2 years ago, I was in search of a new sled. I've taken a new sled pretty much every year to Jackson, which I don't know if that's good or bad. Always starting fresh. Yeah. But I found this chassis. The chassis is a 98. It came with a Holtz rear skid, Fox floats all the way around. And then at that point, I dropped a 780 triple in it.
A Skidoo 780
triple. Took that to Jackson 2 years ago, raced it. And then this year, we saw your post, and we're like, hey, you know what, let's go out and see Chris. Yeah. Let's go ride. And so I actually took this motor out of the chassis I raced at Jackson this year, dropped it in here for a more playful experience, and now we're here. And I've grown up in the hill climb scene my whole life. My dad has raced. I mean, I've been sliding down those hills on my butt as a kid, you know, watching old sleds. So my love is here. Like old sleds, that's the ticket. And so that's where my love came from, and then it's just growing. The wife keeps asking when I'm going to stop bringing home sleds, and I was like, well, when I quit finding them, I'll stop. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. Awesome.
Well, that's pretty crazy. You literally took a motor out, put a motor in just to come down here. What is this motor?
This is a PSI 825, running Polaris primary, Arctic secondary with a 162 cat track under it. Seems to rip pretty good.
I feel really inefficient about my 144. I got a 62. What's on this one? A 55. Oh boy.
Oh, you're good.
I can't. This is just gonna be so awesome. I'm so appreciative of you guys coming out. I mean, you know, thinking like Oregon, Idaho, Utah. You know, just you guys making the commitment to come here, and I can't wait to get up on the snow. Thanks for coming. Awesome. Okay, what's up, Greg? Welcome back. Have had you out for the past few years on our normal BBA rides, and come to find out, you have like this crazy sleeper sled here. Tell us what the heck this thing is. This is absolutely beautiful. What is it?
Thank you. It's a 2001 Yamaha 700 triple. Yep. Of course. I got it. It had some mods done to it. It had a head and the triple pipes, and I couldn't leave it alone. I had to do a whole lot more.
We couldn't leave a sled alone.
Yeah. So I had to make it pretty and then make it a little more functional. Longer track, better suspension, lighter weight. Yep. A lot of lighter weight. I ditched 45 pounds on it.
Whoa.
And just made it a little more ergonomic. Yeah. I like how your ergonomics work, so I kind of try to make it close to Polaris, and yeah, made it pretty.
So how much time have you got to spend riding this thing?
0. I have about 15 minutes on it right now.
15 minutes. Do you see the pattern here? I think, I'm not sure if we brought enough tow ropes or jets or any of that, But we'll show you guys some pictures of this thing, but it is absolutely beautiful underneath the hood. All the powder coating, the custom everything. This is like, I mean, there's some gnarly sleds here, but this thing is like one of my favorite. It's beautiful. Nice job. Let's go have some fun.
Definitely.
Okay, two sleds that have literally stopped the show here at BBA. These handmade snowmobiles, essentially. Tony, introduce yourself. Where are you from?
Tony Applegate from Cascade, Idaho, originally from Boise. Moved to Cascade and been into building snowmobiles since I was probably 9-10 years old. Started racing and with my dad, and one thing led to another. Just could, like you, got addicted.
Yep.
And so here we are. This sled started out in '88 when I was about 17 years old. Bought an old wrecked chassis and found some motor parts. The motor out of this was actually in this at one time, and from day to day, year to year, when Polaris would update some new track, new skid, new something, why buy a new sled? I would tear the parts off and put on here, and try to keep going. So one thing led to another. We kind of got wrapped around the axle, did a lot of drag racing, did a little snow crossing. The last several years, the Rev 25 on this, we decided, hey, let's go run with the Rimshaw guys. I've always been let's go do it and be last than sit on the bar stool and talk about it. So we put this together, started playing with them a little bit. So a lot of things changed the last couple years with this. It's still the belly pan and everything will go back on.
Wow.
Just kind of ran out of time to get it all done to make it to your event. You know, thanks to you, we had a reason to put it back together and get here.
Sweet.
The last race this was entered, a friend of mine ran a snow cross and kind of cased it, tacoed the whole belly, the bulkhead of it, shoved the motor back. So last week, my buddy Kyle had this all apart. We stretched it all back out, beat it back together what we could, got it here, and we'll see, you know.
Well, looking at these two sleds, I mean, these are like complete bulkheads that you built.
This is an '88 bulkhead.
It is.
The sides of it are the same. The front center I've cut out and opened up for the bigger track to run the bigger drivers. I 45 the nose in, so it wasn't like shoving a frying pan through the snow. And you know, it's had several modifications, but it is still an '88. It's an '02 Edge style motor that Art Sievers and Ted from up in Canada had built the motor. I kind of bought it blown up, put some pieces together, and it took us several years to get it running right, but it's a pretty happy little piece. So.
How much time do you think you have involved with this snowmobile?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't know. How much time is there between now and '88? A couple days.
Yeah. I mean, and it's hard to show this in video, but you know, all you hand lathed and did a ton of the components on this snowmobile.
Yeah, the whole overstructure, the old Edge snowmobile, the steering post went down through the carburetors, and I'm big on the airbox needs to be correct, and you can't jam a fence post through the airbox. So I went over the top like an axis. Basically took my axis and 17, parked it next to this, put the handlebars in the same location to this and that. And then over the years, Tyson Thomas and myself, it was his rear suspension, but I helped him build several of these and kind of help with the development of that. And I'm lucky enough to have one, you know, so it's kind of cruised through different paths over the years. So.
Well, I'm excited. We're gonna carry some gas up there just so we can get this, because it's only got a 3-gallon tank, right?
Right now.
Yep. So we're gonna haul some gas up so we can get it up on the hill. So I'm really excited about this. But I'll tell you, the showstopper for me yesterday was seeing your mini sled here,
the 440 Shorty.
The 440 Shorty. Okay, so I'll let you kind of say the details, but the big one is this. This snowmobile dry weighed 290 pounds. 290 pounds. That just, you know, I mean, that gives me goosebumps thinking about a 290-pound snowmobile. All right, so you got to give me the lowdown on this thing.
So year after year, all the stuff that we had done on this, there were several things that I wanted to do different, and just kind of simplify some things. I always had the idea in my mind, a little narrow track. The snow bikes came out. I thought they kind of sucked, 50 horse and 400 pounds. I'm like, not me. So I thought if we could get around, 100 horse and 300 pounds would be a missile. And then I was lucky enough to have a cool little daughter that's into it. So the two of us started building it. She helps me machine and lathe and learning how to weld, and she's 10, and the goal was to get it done before she's 30. So
You're well on your way.
Yeah, we're close. So if it wasn't for you, this thing wouldn't be here. I heard about you. Everybody's like, hey, you got to go. So last minute, me and my buddies all thrashed the Cascade Coors Light crew, worked all night to get it together, to get it here so you guys could see what my thought was. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. We've had it on the snow. It does seem to go. We've got some clutching issues and some thises and that's, but it should work. So.
You guys all went back to the lodge, and I literally was in here for an hour just, taking pictures and looking. And I should have rode it. We'll get to ride it today, but the custom tunnel, so 13-inch wide tunnel, 12.5-inch wide track, handmade tank, all this the subframe here. How did you do the carbon fiber belly pan?
I laid up an aluminum structure, made like a bird cage of sorts, some tubes in here and there, kind of got it where it was, set the old hood, I narrowed all the hood down what I wanted, built an aluminum deal, and then I stretched fabric around it and painted resin on the fabric to get it to harden. And then that was going to be my mold, but I threw some carbon on it to get it here.
Yeah.
But eventually we'll pop a mold off of this and build the hood, and the belly pan will all be carbon. Another 2 days, 3 days of my life, weeks.
Well, and I guess I'm hoping this isn't your only trip here, because next year,
are we grandfathered in?
Were we grandfathered?
All right.
You're 100% grandfathered in. It sounds
next
like
year we can have them all working.
And it sounds like you got some buddies up in your neck of the woods
we have a ton of guys that work with me day and night. My pit crew, per se. And thank you guys, and hopefully they can come up. They all know you and look up to you, want to come ride, but they couldn't make it. One's out of the hospital, broken leg. The other had to go to a rodeo. Blah blah blah.
Well, and typical guy fashion, right? All we do is just wait till the very last minute, and then work until 1 or 2 in the morning.
If it wasn't for you, half of this wouldn't be here. It'd still be in someone's shed. So
hopefully
everybody else will get theirs out and work on them a little bit and come play.
Exactly. And this is an event that we plan on doing for many years, because it just brings not only some pretty cool iron here, but just even better people. Well, that wraps up Tony. I think I cannot wait to ride these things. I know we'll have some things we'll have to work on, but today's test and tune day. Tomorrow we're gonna go ride these things in the trees. So, okay, next. All right. Speaking of cheaters, we have Taylor Hefner. So you guys remember Taylor last year? A fairly dismal performance. At best. What's up, buddy? Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Taylor is probably one of the most competitive people I know. So he has been stewing for about 365 days from last year about how he was going to get some redemption for this year's old iron ride. Tell us what you brought.
So same platform as last year. We got the RX-1 carbureted. You're correct. There's no cheating. I followed all the rules in this. Has 4 cylinders. So this sled was built Sun Sports in Gunnison. Raymond Ray and Morrill had these sleds, and kind of pioneers at the time with this stuff. Yeah. And it's heavy. It's heavy, but it goes, and I hope it goes today. Looking forward to seeing what it does on the mountain, and see what she'll do. Well,
there is no denying that these things were unreal from a power perspective. The riding perspective, you just wanted to make sure you got them pointed in a direction and then went. So I'm going to pick the nastiest trees ever to try to make you follow me. Yeah, let's hear it.
You gotta come back here.
It starts like the Duramax does. It's got a little stage fright. Well, I will give it, it does sound cool.
Now you got to clean your
Now you got to
door.
clean the garage door.
So that's an RX1 motor, 4-cylinder, 1000 cc with the MC Express is what she's doing. So
Cool.
And one other thing, Blake, we were concerned it wouldn't have enough boost, and so we just put a zip tie over the boost line. So it's making
Full boost. Full boost.
All the boost.
That's pretty much like how all my trucks were and everything like that. So, well, awesome. Pumped to have you. And round 2, here we go.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right, James Dempsey, what's up, buddy?
Howdy.
Long time BBA client, friend, and we started talking about the old iron stuff, and now you told me you had like one of the most iconic sleds in the snowmobile industry, like ever, the VMAX 4. How the heck did you get this? And what? Give me a story here.
Sure. So I grew up on the East Coast in New York State. Worked in the Yamaha dealership when I was in high school, and we were kind of the guys in New York State to make these things go fast. So always just loved having these. We had them in the shop. We raced them, grass drag stuff. Just loved them way back in the day. I had one and then sold it, and here we are. Fast forward 25 years, and found a couple of these back east for sale for ridiculously cheap. Had a buddy go grab them. He kept one, and he brought one out here to me. Yeah. So I've had this one out here just a couple of years, and just really started tinkering with it to get it to run right.
Well, so this thing is, this isn't going to be your mountain sled for today, but I was stoked that you brought it. It's pretty awesome to hear it. We'll show the people, like, it's such a unique design, right? Like the 4 cylinders, 4 pipes, and the cylinders aren't all connected. It looks like there's 2 400 motors in there.
Yeah, it's basically set up like 2 400 motors in there. There's a little gear down gearbox that comes out to a shaft to the clutch, and yeah, it's pretty unique.
All right. Okay. Now tell us about like what you're actually going to be riding today. Obviously, you got this real big passion for Yamaha from back in the day, working at the dealership. What do you got?
So this is I think it's an 01 700 triple pipe Mountain Max. Same thing from working in the Yamaha dealership. Grew up sort of with those guys, and then these came out in '97. And just sort of changed the Yamaha game, at least on the East Coast, and kind of had always wanted, never actually had one of these, even ever working at the shop, so I'd always kind of wanted one, and found this guy for sale last fall, I think it was, and picked it up and sort of started cleaning it up. But it's triple pipe, power ink pipes, clutch, jetted, and it's got a high compression head on it.
Yeah. These are literally the smoothest and one of, if not the coolest sounding snowmobiles ever. TJ had his out last year, and after riding it, I could not believe just how smooth and like just it blew me away.
Yeah. They were amazing when they first came out. I mean, it totally changed everything. At least for Yamaha at the time. It was a totally different sled.
Yeah, awesome. Well, cool. Let's go have some fun on the snow. Awesome to have you back. You were back earlier this year in some incredible snow. It's April, and we still have some awesome snow. Now we're going to go ride some old stuff. All right, next on the docket, we have the wild card, Blanus Clitwater. Blanus, give us a little history of your involvement here with BBA and this hot rod that you're running with Team Dickhead Racing.
Well, I've been pulling skis here for a few months. Just pretty happy for this day. I've been waiting 36 years for this day. It's the greatest day of my life. Can't wait to go fast. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, you do look a little confused, especially with this Twisted Tea. This is a nice beer holder gas cap you have. Actually, a pretty awesome client sent us a bunch of these, and this we thought would be the perfect day to utilize that. Okay, tell us, what are you riding today?
We got a 97 700 with a couple twins on here. A little secret mod under there, too. So we're ready to go fast.
Yeah. Okay, let me just say about the 97. The 97 really did change mountain riding for Polaris, in my opinion. I had a 96 XLT that I thought was all badass, and I kept it that year. And over the summer, I did a 654 big bore kit, all of this fun stuff, because I was like, wow, I just got the 96 brand new, and I'm like, I don't need to go buy a 97. And the first day I saw one of these, I got my ass handed to me. I sold my XLT and bought a 97. So for just an iconic snowmobile from Polaris, and I'm pretty jealous that you scooped this one up.
Yep, made in the USA, baby.
That's right. Okay, what are your goals for today?
Have fun and go fast.
And it should be to highmark this pile over here. TJ.
Settle down. What's your problem, dude?
Okay, TJ, get over here. Oh, you're on gas duty?
Mixing gas, it's time to haul some ass.
All right, so I've been giving TJ a little bit of crap for his snowmobile, but yesterday we actually got this thing out on the snow, and talk about terrifying. Okay, it was terrifying because it's freaking fast.
It is. It's stupid fast.
Okay, what is it?
So it's an 02 RMK 700 on about 11 pounds of boost. So something's going to explode today. I don't know if it's the turbo or the motor, but I hope it doesn't come back and hit me.
No. So here's what was crazy yesterday, right? You had never ridden this thing. And so we take it up yesterday. You have some notes from one of your old buddies that is like was all into these. That's what's just so awesome. I mean, if you do any sort of post about anything, you'll get like 27 people that actually know what the hell they're talking about. So, tell us about your buddy that was kind of giving you the notes on this thing.
Yeah, I called Wade Johnson, T8RZ Performance, and we spent about an hour on the phone going over everything, like square one to make it run. So yeah. I think as long as it builds boost, it's going to be a contender in this operation we got going today.
I agree. So what was really scary is, so the track on this thing looks like he's been doing some pavement drag racing on it. It had these big goofy skis on it, which thankfully this felt like a Mustang out with a bunch of people around. Like you had no idea what it was going to do, you know?
It's got all these gauges, but it was so terrifying going down the trail. You couldn't even look down and see anything. So,
well, one thing I was impressed about on this snowmobile was that we literally put in what your guy told you to, and it pretty much ran. Yeah. So
we rode it for what, 20 minutes?
Yeah. Burned
a quarter tank of gas. It's $17 a gallon for the fuel to run. So very expensive snowmobile to ride.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, well, TJ, I think you will be a contender. All we have to do is like pull a couple spark plugs out of that thing and a couple cylinders out of the VMAX, and we're gonna be ready. Okay, I'll talk about mine just real quick. So, gosh, I had all these ambitious plans of, I've got a chassis in the old shop that I have a big motor for, and I just need some time. So this summer, hopefully I'll be able to get something put together. So you guys saw this sled last year. This is my old trusty. I've actually ridden it a lot this year. I did a bunch of photo shoots. I did 2 with Polaris, 1 with Climb that you'll see later over the summer. But this sled has just been so rock solid. It came from the Pacific Northwest. I've literally done like nothing to it, and I've just ridden it, and I'll do that again today. Actually, it was so good that I changed some stuff to potentially screw it up this morning. I changed some clutching and did some other things, so we'll see how it goes. But I did, this is going to be my backup, and I might get this thing up on the hill. So this is a really cool sled. It's a 97/98. It's kind of got a little bit of both here. 97, 98, 700, ported, twin pipes, head. It's got Holtz arms. It's got a 144 track on it, and just super clean. It's, the clear Lexan hood is just, talk about like that was back in the day. Just just something cool and something really mod like. So I'll try to get this up on the hill, but today I'm probably going to ride the triple. And anyway, I just can't reiterate enough these guys taking time away from all their businesses and family and work to drive all the way here just to have an incredible time, and just the passion that we have. The new sleds are fun, of course, right? You can go hop on a boost and go get stuff done. What is really enjoyable for me, and I think what we're going to see with a lot of these guys, is it's fun knowing where we ride with the new sleds and trying it like hell to get the old sleds to where we get the new sleds. It really brings back the fun and the challenge of snowmobiling. The new sleds are so dang good that it does make snowmobiling fairly easy in a lot of places. These snowmobiles make it really hard in easy places. So excited for all of you guys. I can't thank you enough, and let's go get on the snow.